Hello? Can anyone hear me? Oh yeah, I have 3 people. Hello? Can you hear me? I believe you can. OBS says you should be able to hear me. What I'm currently trying to figure out is if people could read text. So like, if you can read this, please say nuggets. Sure. Oh, I have 0 concurrent viewers now. Hello? Hello, hello? Oh, you totally can't read it. Oh wait, maybe. I don't know how to make text readable. That's my problem. Oh, let's see. So apparently if I go to the screen capture, I go properties. Oh word, you know what? This stinking background image is probably tanking my bitrate. So I'll just slow this down a lot. Okay. So that guy slowed down. Now let's see if I can increase the contrast on the image. Is there a contrast or should I just do sharpen? Probably sharpen. Then I'll just like sharpen it. Oh my, that's too sharp. Oh my gosh. If I sharpen it like any amount, it immediately dies. How's that look? I can't see a difference at all. How far back is it? Difference at all. Oh, it's not that far back. How far back is it? Okay. Oh, wait. Never mind. I'm sick. But I'm sure that you can look past that. I have never streamed before, so I don't know how you would have a reference of my voice that doesn't sound like I'm sick. Hold on, let me set the alpha. No. That's not what I wanted to do. There. Not that either. There. Sorry, OBS is weird. If I just like max out the sharpness, what does it look like on the stream? Sorry, OBS is weird. If I just like max out the sharpness, what does it look like on the stream? Sorry, OBS is weird. If I just like max out the sharpness, what does it look like on the stream? Sorry, OBS is weird. If I just like max out the I think we were getting some interference there. Oh, the desktop audio plays. Okay, I forgot about that. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know why I'm saying guys when there's nobody watching. Where's Avery? I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go message the person. The persons that I want to visit my stream. I'd be like, hey, Dang it, where's Messenger? I am very disorganized, by the way. There we are. What is that? Oh. Little Jesuses in a little Ziploc bag that you can just put. Wait, is that a slingshot? Oh my gosh. Sorry, hold on. I'm reacting to my Streammeister. I had 3 people for like a split second there. Then they laughed. You know what? What am I doing? Why don't I just increase the size? I'll just see how this looks real quick. It still looks horrible. Why does it still look horrible? Oh. Can you read that? Let's see. Yeah, I'm not getting why I mean, it's a little better. My brother knows a lot more about this than I do. Okay, so how do I make a poll? Oh, poll there. Maybe I need to message him on Discord. Or as the kids say, Discord. I am confused. How long have I been streaming? Okay, I haven't been streaming for long. Why does it say 16 minutes out of 1 hour and 4 minutes? I'm confused. I haven't been streaming for 1 hour and 4 minutes. And is this like saying you will stream for 1 hour and 4 minutes and 50 seconds? Alright. Maybe I need to change the type. Nobody in entertainment actually wants to watch this bullcrap. I shouldn't say crap. That's not a nice word. Education, maybe. Education. Let's see if I can. What in the world is happening there? I am horrified. Maybe if I go absurd with the compression being lowered, I think my PC could tank it. I mean, what? If I go here, I go lossless. I mean, it can't not work. Because, you know, lossless. I'm gonna unsharpen. Because why in the world would I need a sharpen? Or maybe I'll just sharpen it last. And now I'll remove the sharpen. I don't really want this. Okay. Let's see. Wait a second. Is it just the maximum quality? I'm very confused. How to increase the maximum quality for streams in YouTube. Adjust your bitrate. 2,500 and 4,000 kilobits. Okay, so I should be streaming 4,000 kilobits. So, where's my... Wait, what? Maximum bitrate should be like 5,000. I don't know what does target quality mean. I don't want this. Variable bitrate. The bitrate should be 4,000. Nope, 4,000. with a maximum bitrate of 5,000. Preset is best quality. Yippee. Tuning, probably high quality. I mean, I'm willing to bet my graphics card could tank it. Just like whatever the highest quality I can muster for what I need. Okay, let's see how that works. Now, can people increase the quality to 740? I don't really know how to let people increase their quality. Wait, resolution scale. Give me a minute here. Wait a second. Is there just a button that says this is the the resolution? Because that would be frustrating. All I want is 740. Oh wait, I know what's happening. I know what to do. I think I know at least. Though I don't know why it's doing this. Let me... Settings. Output. Wait, I don't get it. How do I find the resolution for the stream? Oh, here, maybe this? It should still be allowing 720p though. What exactly is my volume? Okay, it's second. I'm very confused. Maybe I needed to set it to normal latency instead of low latency. I don't know, man. Maybe if I go on my phone, I will be able to see it better. Let's see. YouTube. Where's YouTube? There's YouTube. Don't want to play other people's videos on what I'm doing or it'll look like I'm stealing. Oh my word, why is it such high quality? Never mind, I guess I'm doing just fine. For some reason on my computer, I can't see it at all. It looks so blurry. Maybe that's because... Okay, maybe that's a good thing. Okay. So people can see it just fine. I could probably, in fact, even shrink this a little bit. Let's see. I really shouldn't have paused it. Here. Oh yeah, we're fine. People can see that. Maybe I'll grow it just a little bit for the sake of quality. There we go. Okay. Finally, I feel comfortable to start. Hello everybody. Hey, I have 2 concurrent viewers now. You came here just in time to see me start. Let's see. Chat and code in the background seems to be the winning option. And that's kind of what I was expecting. Because I don't think that a lot of people are going to know what's happening. But I can be like a, for lack of a better word, a medium where I can like people can talk to me and then I can talk to the code. I could be a translator, one of those people that knows two languages and talks back and forth. Alright, so my plan is that I'm going to start working on the economy simulator that I'm going to make videos about in the coming months. And I guess I'm just gonna talk about it and go as I go. I don't know. Or I might end up just for the sake of this first stream, just to get the hang of this, just code whatever people ask me to. So if you have any questions or something that you want me to try and code or something like that, then just drop a comment. In the meantime, I will begin working on this. A lot of coding, you would think that a lot of coding would be, you'd think that a lot of development would be coding, but surprisingly, a lot of it is actually just using programs to get structures right. Like right now, all I'm doing is, you can see I have the main and the state in this little, or I'm setting up the node tree. So like you know how trees have branches? Where, hold on, let me open up MS Paint. Not MS Paint because I'm on Linux, but the MS Paint equivalent on Linux. So tree. Why won't it let me draw? Okay, I'm using the eyedropper tool, that's why. So let's say you have your main node here, and then I'm drawing with a mouse, and then you can split things off. Like I could have this side be the world. This is my rendition of a globe, and then in the world you could have like the player. You could have an enemy. And then over here you could have like the sky, or actually better yet, you could have audio. And then from that, then you have like, or no, more like GUI, like then in this you would have like the health bar and the title of the mission you're doing or whatever, and all this branches from the main branch. State is what I like to call the and in fact I'm going to make this a scene. And I should stop trying to explain this. I already got a vote that said chat and code in the background, so yeah, I'm gonna try my best to do that. I guess I might as well just talk about coding until someone says something. Have y'all read any books? Well, by y'all I mean the one person who's silently listening. If you don't want to talk, then that's fine. Just would rather watch. Okay. I don't know why I'm blanking so hard. When ready, I want it. So, okay. I'm getting a workflow here now. So, how I always structure my projects is I have the state, which is basically like the entire project resides in state, and then that way, when I have main, I can easily switch out the state. So like, down at the bottom here, I have in my resource preloader, though you cannot in fact see it, I've purposely set it to be outside of the boundary because I didn't want to overload the screen with information, and I wasn't sure how the quality would look. Anyway, I've got a resource preloader inside of main, and now I'm just going to, on ready, I'll get the resource preloader like this. I'll do resource preloader dot get resource. I'll get the name state, and now I will assign this to a variable. Variable state resource is equal to this, and then I will then add a child of main, and I will make it state resource dot in, you know what, I always misspell instantiate, so I'm just going to make sure that this knows. Oh, I got some heart emojis and the concurrent viewers dropped to 0. Weird. I'm going to keep explaining as though there are people though. The state resource will be set to a packed scene, and then I will it'll autocomplete for me, or I can just have it instantiate, and then it'll add the instantiated child to main, and only when it's ready. This function, everything in this, only happens when main first enters the scene tree, or in other words, when it first gets brought to life. Alright. I'm going to try my best not to include as few processes as I can, because nothing in this will be real time as far as I know. Maybe the guy is moving around. Okay, so I will now, to test this, I will open up state. This is inside of state. As you can see, if I have this, it shows just state, but inside of main, it shows main. So, inside of this, I will add a, you know what, I'll just drag this guy in. Just to show that that's in state and this is in main. So now, if I press start project, and it contains the Godot guy, that's what this logo is, then it'll show that main has now created a state inside of it. And it did, because I'm an epic programmer and everything I code works. Okay. So now that we have it starting up state, now inside of state, I'm going to add another script. And state will now, what I want to do with state is have it signal when it is done. So, you know what? Here. I won't do this yet. I'll detach this. Close this. Don't save. And then I will just, I will now take, so this state resource I will take out and make a variable. Variable state is equal to this. Add child state. I might switch the mode over to educational in a minute if this doesn't work out. State equals state underscore resource dot instantiate. So now we've made it a variable, we put the variable in here. So with that, we can now do multiple things with this variable. So state dot, I want to, well, let's just look at a nodes thing. Let's see. Hold on. I can't. Oh, where? I have to since I have this cropped, I have to do this to show you guys. On the side here, these are different signals, and I can check for a signal that says tree exiting, emitted when the node is just about to exit the tree. The node is still valid. Tree exited, emitted after the node exits the tree and is no longer valid. So when it is exiting the tree, we probably want to, when it's still activated, we probably want that one for what I'm trying to do, because I want to do something when it leaves. This is when we first start, we create it, and when it leaves, I want to do this again. So we will actually take all this out and make it its own function. So we'll make function create, not create state, create state. And now we'll just paste all this in here. And now we can add to ready, create state. And now when this is exiting the tree, we create state again. And now, well, we'll do on tree exited. Let me remove this real quick. Oh no, I don't want I don't want it when this leaves the tree. I want here. So now that we have state, we'll do state dot. It'll also have the same thing as this did though. So if we just do state dot tree underscore exited dot connect, then this will allow us to connect something to this, and then we'll connect create state to this. So now effectively what we now have is when the code is ready, when main is ready, it will run the function create state. Inside of create state, it'll try and get from the resource preloader the state blueprints, basically. Then it'll take the blueprints and make a state out of it, and then we'll add the state as a child of main, and then we will take the state and we'll basically sorry. Basically, we'll take the state's phone number and tell it to main, and so whenever the state says, "Hey, I'm about to die," then it'll run this function when it dies. When the state dies. So what that means is that if the state ever dies, then the main will create a new state for it. So what I can do with that is if I want to reset the state, so for instance, let's go back into state, and let's on, so for this we'll just make a button. We'll make a button. Here's our button, and we'll give it a, hold on, let's change its type actually to be a texture button so that we can put this little guy on it. There we go. So this is our button, and when this button's pressed, it'll emit another signal, and I will do button dot, sorry, so this button will have a signal, and with this we can just directly connect it because it exists already. So when pressed, on button pressed, we will then Q3, which will effectively delete this thing. So every time we press this button, it'll delete. Oh, we have a problem already. Stack Overflow. Check for infinite recursion in your script. I'm programming in Godot, which is a lightweight game programming engine. I tend to like it a lot because it's very similar to Python. Oh my, it is lagging horrendously. Okay, there we go. I hope that didn't affect the stream quality. It's spelled the same way as waiting for Godot. Like this. I just put it in chat. I believe that Godot is the name Godot is based on the story Waiting for Godot. And that is the Godot logo. It's a little robot guy. Godot. State.treeExited.connect. So I'm trying to figure out why there's infinite recursion here. Is the button start pressed? I couldn't be it. Maybe I've connected the wrong signal. Let's see. Tree entered. Tree exited. Emitted after the node exits the tree and is no longer active. Exiting. Maybe if we change this to exiting instead of exited. It still does a Stack Overflow. Weird. Why is it doing that? Yeah, I quite like programming Godot. I don't know how long I'll stream for. Probably not long. Is it working for some reason? Huh. Oh, I know. Okay, I needed to connect it to create state, not the create state function. There we go. So now, this should all be working. But I still need to do something. I need to have some kind of visual indication. So, what I will do is I will have another thing inside of this, and I'll just make it a check button. Just to show. So now, if I change the state of this check button here, then I can do this, and as you can see, that's proof that it deleted the entire scene, because all this button does is deletes this. And so it deletes the scene, and the fact that it resets shows as proof that the new scene has been created. Alright, I'm gonna try changing the oh, the category is already in education. I don't know. Weird. I'll change it to entertainment and see if that helps. That's probably killing it. I bet. I don't know, it's kind of a weird mash of entertainment and education. So now that we've got that working, give me a moment. I'm going to blow my nose. Hello, I am back. And my nose has been freshly blown. So, now that we have proven that this all works, we can delete these little test things and we can start working on a more, something that makes a little more sense for what we're trying to do. Let's make a character body. We'll make a little player that can be controlled because it makes sense to have something that we can control. Player, I'm not going to organize my file system for now because it'll take a moment. Huh? My streams, like, the audio stream's current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. I guess I'll change it? How do I change it? Oh, it's probably in just normal stream settings. Why is the audio bitrate lower? I'm confused. It's not like I've changed anything. Audio bitrate? I guess I'll increase it. I don't know why it would ask that I increase the audio bitrate if it then also gives me a warning saying that this is the upper limit of your streaming service, but whatever. That's just a suggestion. Why? Okay. Okay, so now that we have a player, we can create a player shape. I don't know why I'm looking up player. It's shape. Collision shape 2D. Now we can select a shape. The best shape is usually a bean, like this guy. So here's our guy so far. But he needs to look like something, so we will make something for him. Pisco? I use a program called Pisco for all of my stuff. A lot of people use a different program that has animations and a bunch of different things. That's a good program, but this one's free, so... Oh, word, there's ads. I don't think the ads are visible with... I've just barely got the ad cropped out on the side. Okay, so... we need to make a player. Does anyone have any recommendations for what I should make the player look like? Or this is the person controlling the camera. The cameraman. The fly on the wall. We can make it a literal fly. What do y'all think about a literal fly? Legiteral fly. Wait, I can't have transparency? That's weird. Okay. What does a fly look like? Hold on, let me pull up a picture of a fly. Oh, their eyes are big. So are their wings. Okay, so I totally misjudged the size of the eyes. The eyes should be like this. No, like this. And then like that. There we go. And now I will erase the excess. Then I will it's more of a maroon color. I should add some boundaries because it's kind of hard to tell apart what is and isn't I now. And they also have, let's see, they have, oh, I guess they really don't have anything else. They just kind of look like that. I will add some, like, lineage to the elytra. Now we'll make it white, I suppose. Because it would kind of be weird to have transparency in the background of the character. There we go. This will be our fly on the wall for now. What did I do? Okay, I got it. So now I have my PNG. And now I'll go get my PNG. Now I will go and just making sure that I was nervously making sure that a font that I downloaded wasn't on screen because I mean it's a completely innocent font, but it's has a vulgar name, and if anyone else has ever knows anything about Undertale trivia, then they probably know which font I'm talking about. Alright, now let's add a sprite 2D. Let's go to the file manager for the project. We'll paste, never mind, we won't. I will open up a new window. I will open this on a secondary screen so I can scroll my files without worry. And I will open up, here's our fly. And now he is in our stuff. And now I can literally just do, oh, oops, I forgot. Hold on. This is something you need to do when you're working with pixel art. General. And then it's going to be in rendering. Renderer. No, textures. And then you need to go nearest. Boop. There you go. Now I have a fly. Now, you know what? I will change this to just a ball. A circle. Because it really doesn't need to be complicated. Position him right. There we go. And there's our little fly on the wall. Now, I will add a script to him. This is a basic movement script that comes with the thing, but I don't want this because this is a 2D thing, whereas I want this to be top down. So we'll change this to floating, and we'll get rid of the jump velocity, get rid of the jump section on this, get rid of the jump velocity here. We will include in the direction a UI up and UI down. So we'll do X underscore direction and Y underscore direction. And so then if X underscore direction, then velocity dot X is equal to direction times speed. Sorry, X direction. And then we'll also do elif y underscore direction. Then velocity dot y is equal to y direction times speed. There are some problems with this, but I will not address them for the moment because they're complicated. Yeah, since delta's never used, we could underscore this with delta. Is delta used typically in the default player script? Give me a moment. I'm going to copy all of this, and then I'm going to go all the way back. Is delta ever used? Yeah. Velocity plus equals gravity, get underscore gravity times delta. What? I was pretty sure that you don't need to do that when you're working with velocity. Let me do a big think here for a moment. I don't get it. I'm confused. Oh, okay, because this is, I still don't get it. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why they're doing that. My coding knowledge tells me they shouldn't need to. But this should now work. So if I just in state, if I drop the player in here, then I play. Yep. Oh, no, never mind. What's happening? Okay, I'm not pressing the keyboard right now. Okay, look, you see, it works how it should on the left and right, but on the up and down, it makes sense that it wouldn't just work. Okay, hold on. Script. We'll find the problem. Ah, it's because of the way that this is structured. It worked when it was just X, but it needs to be generalized to multiple cases. If X direction, so let's take the assumption that there's no direction. So if X direction, this will fail. If Y direction, this will also fail. Else, velocity.x equals move toward velocity.x 0 speed. So the problem is that the Y direction is not moving towards 0. Which is a problem because, obviously, you want... Oh, and we have another problem. I can't press left and right. I can't press up and left at the same time. This is also probably because of the way that this is done, where it's if this, and if that fails, then this, and if that fails, then decelerate. So I think I might need to program this entirely from scratch. What I will do instead is I will do there should be inside of input, if I do var dot, not dot, the var direction should be equal to input dot get underscore, there should be, instead of axis, it should be like get vector? Get vector, yeah, okay. And so then I should now be able to just copy paste this into here, and then copy paste, let's see, negative x, negative positive x, negative y, positive y. Yeah, okay, so, and then if I do this and copy paste that there, then I should be able to remove this, and now this direction encodes both the left, right, and the up, down. So now I can remove this case if direction, then velocity dot x is equal to velocity is equal to direction times speed. There's one more problem with this, and I will now address it. Okay, yeah. So now it lets me do it, and it's intuitive, and it works, and I like it. It works well. So now there's one more problem that I'm going to address. Well, for one, besides the fact that, let's see, speed divided by, I'm going to make this because it's currently really lame that it just, I don't know. I won't do that. I'm going to increase the speed. Where am I? Where's our guy? He's gone. What? He died. There he is. I put him back. For some reason he disappeared. Now the speed makes more sense. But there's one more problem, which is the well, for one, this is gross. Hold on, let me change this. You can change this to be velocity is equal to velocity dot move towards instead. Velocity dot move towards, it just should be move towards. Yeah, move toward, and then, oops. Yes, we're going to move to vector 2 dot 0, which is just a vector 2 with 2 zeros in it, and then delta, which is, no, not delta, no, what am I doing? It needs to be speed. Times delta? No. So there's that, but again, that still hasn't solved the problem. That was just to clean up the code. You may notice that if I go this way, I go at a certain speed. Let's see, we'll time the speed that I go from one side of the screen to the other. 1, 2, 3, so it's about 3 seconds. Then, now, if I go diagonally, you would think I should go slower, right? Because I'm going another direction too. But if I go 1, 2, 3, it still does about the same length. So I need to normalize this. We can prove this, sorry, hold on, by printing direction. This is a very powerful tool for debugging. As you can see, if I go this way, 1, this way, -1, this way, 1, this way, -1, at the bottom there. But then if I go diagonal, oh, it already has normalized it. Never mind, I don't know why it... Weird. Alright, as you can see in the corner there, it's doing as it should by decreasing the amount of speed that you have when you go diagonally, proportional to the square root of 2, because that's the square root of 2 right there, which is the speed that let me pull back out MS Paint. Color paint. So when our character is moving this way, his speed is 1. When our character is moving this way, his speed is 1. But if our character is moving this way, then his speed, if it just goes to the same to both here and here added together like this, then it'll be equal to the square root of 2. That's not the other thing wasn't the square root of 2. This is the square root of 2, which is 1 point blah 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 blah. It's bigger is the point, but we want it to have a magnitude of 1, a length of 1, which is less than this. How much less than this? We can figure that out pretty simply with some math. If we assume, so the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Sorry, my brain. I really should change this back to educational if I'm going to be doing the Pythagorean theorem. I promise I'm not joking. Sorry, we have the square root here that denotes that we don't need to put the square here because we've already transferred it over. So if then we assume, because think about our box from earlier, we want C, which is our length, because in this we have our direction here is A, our direction B is here, and then we want C, which is this length, to be equal to 1. So we want this to be 1. So we could just literally plug that into the equation. C is equal to 1. And then we want A and B to be equivalent. So really we'll just pick one arbitrarily. A squared plus A squared is equal to 1. So now we literally just need to solve this equation. A squared plus A squared is 2A squared. I guess I really should change this from entertainment to educational because there, I've done it. It has been done. Okay. And then when you take the square root of something like this, then you can take the square root of their parts. So you can take the square root of 2 times the square root of A squared, which is just A, because square and square obviously cancel out. And so now we have 1 is equal to square root of 2 times A. So then we'll just flip this around. A is equal, if we divide both sides by 2, then we get our answer. 1 over the square root of 2 is equal to A, which is both of these lengths here. And if we do the math on that, I can pull out a calculator real quick. Where is it? I'm just going to look it up. Not calendar, calculator. Now if we do 1 divided by the square root of 2, then where's the equals button? Enter? Okay, enter. Then you'll see that we have the same exact number as when we go diagonal here. Or I need to keep printing it. Here. You see down in the bottom corner there had 0.707187. That number that we just calculated is the same as this number, because that is mathematically the distance that each of those two needs to be for the direction going this way to be the same speed. Anyway, I have bored you with enough geometry to explain the reasoning behind mathematical or behind decisions in game dev. I guess that's my favorite part about game dev, is watching mathematical skills become relevant. And I guess I don't think about how much different math I'm using until I'm tasked to explain it to a stream. Anyway, we now have a player, a little guy. He's our fly on the wall. And now we want the camera to follow him. This is what is happening here? You know, we're just not gonna mess with that. The 3D world doesn't need to know what's happening here. We'll just add a camera to the player. I mean, this is astonishingly easy. Camera. Now the camera's around the player. Bam. Literally, that's all we need to do. Now you may be wondering, I'm pressing the arrow keys right now. Why is the fly guy not moving? That is because we are moving with the player. Now let's add something to the scene, or a couple things to the scene, just to show that it's working. As you can see, now the camera follows the player in the world. Well, we can't touch these guys because they don't have colliders, but it works. Now, you may notice that it looks ugly, the camera at least, and that's because it doesn't have any kind of position smoothing. I will turn on position smoothing, and you will see how that looks right now. Little much. Like, it does look pretty good, but at the same time, we kind of want it to go a little bit faster, so we'll just make the position smoothing go faster. I'll increase the number. It was 5 pixels before, now it's 10 pixels. Okay, that's good. What should I work on next? Should I work on the scenery, or should I work on the first entity? Or the first body? Thank you. I'm not all too good at tags, so I'm sure that'll help a little bit. I've changed it to education because I realized the moment I started talking about the Pythagorean theorem that nobody in entertainment was going to be interested in clicking on this. I could try putting it in gaming, but I feel like I want to wait to put it in gaming until I actually have something that's more of a game, you know? Because I guess I do have a player now, so it's a little bit more than nothing. But at the same time, nothing is really happening. Alright, I will change the poll. And poll. There probably are. Let's... math might be applicable. But I don't know how much math I will be doing. I really should try to avoid the math because I feel like despite how much I like math, I feel like your average person, upon hearing Pythagorean theorem in a context that's supposed to be entertaining, will immediately leave. So I'm trying to do the Mark Rober method where he hides the educational stuff behind the educational stuff. He hides it behind the entertaining stuff. So it looks like this super interesting fun thing, and then they jump scare you with the Pythagorean theorem. Not that I like where Mark Rober's going with his whole business model, but yeah. Okay. I'm making a poll. That's what I was doing. I'm not getting ADHD distracted anymore. I'm not diagnosed with ADHD. That was a joke. What should I work on next? Agents, which are, I'm trying to think of a really succinct way to explain this in 26 characters. Agents are, objects with autonomy, I suppose. They each act for their own interests, or they have some routine that they follow. And that, or should I work on the environment, which is like the game world? Alright, I will start that poll. And I will wait for a response. A couple responses, I suppose. In the meantime, I will... Let's see. What if I just had an intermission of some, like, random video game, like Stardew Valley? That'd be funny. I don't see why not, actually. I mean, heck. Intermission of my dad left me. You know what? I should work on some kind of intermission that I can put on the screen. Let's see. I will do that. I will do that right now. And while I wait for people to respond to my poll. Intermission. I'm just gonna work on this. This is really complicated stuff. What I'm about to do, I'm gonna do a shader, and I probably will need to use Google because I'm not exactly the smartest tool in the shed. I don't want a whole script for this. Delete this. Remove. Oh, word. There's errors. Big red errors. Objects with autonomy, I suppose, makes agents sound like they're things. When I guess they are things, but they're supposed to represent, like, people, animals. Something that acts. You know? Like, in nature, animals looking for food, looking for places to go to the bathroom, going to the bathroom, eating, doing things with input and output in an environment is that's an agent in game theory. And then in an environment is the environment with which the agent works in. So, for instance, an agent might an agent that wants to eat food might look through its environment and search for carrots. Let's say you make carrots in the environment, like 50 carrots, and then you put the agent in the environment, and the agent has code in it that says that if it ever reaches 0 food, 0 carrots, then it starves to death. And then you tell the agent that if it sees a carrot, then it should go to the carrot, and if it's within range of a carrot, it should eat it. And then the agent will do that, and eventually you'll find that emergent behavior will emerge. Like, I said emergent behavior will emerge because I'm dumb. The agent will run over to a carrot, eat it, and then run over to a carrot and eat it until all 50 carrots are gone, and then will eventually die. If you instead tell the agent to wait until it is at 1 hunger to eat, then it will do that. And it will save its carrots and last much longer. If you then add to the environment an ability for the carrots to be planted, like if, let's say, you wait long enough, the carrots will double in quantity, then the agent waiting is now more of a survival strategy than just an arbitrary thing that you coded in. AI, in a way, is just a non-pre-programmed agent, where the AI starts off with no knowledge of the world, but as it slowly, as versions that die out die, and versions that live, and create more versions, the agent, quote unquote, learns how to survive in the environment. For instance, maybe eating carrots. It learns that waiting to eat carrots means that they don't go extinct, and that means that they don't die. Anyway, so how do I? I'm not gonna try this. This is again too complicated for me. What am I doing? I guess I'll work on the environment because I gotta vote for it. Actually, I'm gonna go pester my brother to join the live stream. Hold on. We're gonna put this on intermission here real quick. Alright, we are back. What were we doing? Oh yes, we're gonna start working on the environment. So, at the moment, I just have in the scene tree here, off to the side, you can see I have the state, and in the state I have the player, and the 3 icons that we just made. We don't want those icons to be in the same place. We want to create a new node. It'll just be the world, as we were talking about earlier. I'll put the player in the world. And now in the world we will also have a floor. Or no, we won't have a floor. We'll put the floor outside the world. We'll say we'll take a sprite. Let's make some grass. Let's make some grass together. Here's our screen. We will take grass, and we'll grass it. That should be all we really need. It doesn't need to be complicated. We'll open this show in folder. I'm very glad that is about where it ends, because I think just a bit lower there's an oh, that does sound like a good idea. I do like the idea of kaleidoscope. Let me just finish what I'm doing. Let me finish what I'm doing, and then I'll go for some kaleidoscope. Now with this, I just want to take the texture and I want it to repeat forever. Oh, no, I want this. There. Wait, what happened? Why is the player a bean now? I don't get it. Okay, there. Okay, there. Not the bean. There. Now the player is this. And now I can make this, the grass, into that. No, I don't. I don't. Why is it doing that? I'm so confused. I might need to restart Godot. It's bugging out on me. It's guys, it's Godot is bugging out on me. You get it? I would go look for an open source version of the, but I seriously don't get what's happening though, because like in this scene it works. See, it's a bug, but in this scene it also works, but it says that it's this. I'm gonna rename this. Hold on, I'm gonna rename this to bug. I'm gonna rename this. Okay, there, it works now all of a sudden. To grass. And we'll now take this, and we'll take the grass texture and put it into there. Okay, now it works. It's working. It's working flawlessly. And now we'll take the region. Let's make the region, like, massive. I don't get it. What's happening? I believe that in this is where I should be able to change it. No. Oh, that reminds me. Tomorrow I have that thing that I need to go to. You need to go to. Okay. So I believe it's here. Textures. Default texture repeat, enable. And so now, as you can see, the grass repeats. It's grass. There's really not much to say about it. So I will just now take this region and I will make it very big. Then again, I probably don't want to render all of this unless I need to. Oh, why do I have a file system open here? Okay. I really don't need to render all this because it isn't necessary, but for now it'll work. I'll figure out a better way to... You know what? I really should just make a tile. I'm going to make a tile set. Tiles. Tile map. Okay. Oh, okay, so apparently tile maps are deprecated, which means that they don't, which means that it's not what they want you to use anymore for... So they have a toolbox of ways to solve problems, and it seems that they have a new tool called tile map layer, which they want you to use instead of tile maps. So, node 2D, and I'll just do tile map. I don't know why I'm capitalizing it. I never capitalize things. Tile map. And then I'll add a tile map layer to the tile map. The edit tile map or tile map layer node has no tile set resource. So we'll add a tile set resource and we will just make it grass. Add element. No. This is all too confusing. Rendering. No, not that either. Can I just drag grass in there? No, I can't. I'm going to remove this. Then I'm going to drag the grass. Can I drag the grass into here? Can I drag the grass into here? I've actually never used a tile map before. Physics layers, terrain sets, rendering, maybe? No. I would appreciate if... Oh, tile set. There. Okay. I can probably... There. Okay. The Atlas texture. Would you like to automatically create tiles in the Atlas? Yes. No, that's not what I want. I want it to just be 0. How do I... Texture region 32 by 32. No. Okay, yes, but no. Select, paint. Okay, so this should work. If I just paint now, I should be able to... No, never mind. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to go look up Godot tile map layer. Cough, cough. Using tile maps. Enabled as true. Rendering Y sort physics. Blah blah blah. Navigation. Moving tile layers. Selecting. Collection of tile site. You can place scene tile. This is all too complicated. I really could do this, but I also it's just too much for me right now. I will learn how to do that and then I will do it later. But at the moment, I am going to just do this. So now, the little guy, if it would work. Where is this? Why isn't it showing up? For some reason, the grass isn't showing up in the background. Maybe if I reset the sprite? No, weird. Okay, there. Now, we got the grass. And now I will add... Let's add a... Well, let's make an instance. We'll make a rock. Or maybe not a rock. We'll make food. Do the instance. Change type. Area 2D. No, we don't want it to be named node. We want it to be named... What should we make the food? In the far future, and in likely the near future, I'll probably replace it. But in the far future, this project will end up getting like I'll be trying to simulate political systems and stuff. So I'd like to keep it lighthearted. Lotus, like the flower or the drink. The drink. Okay. Dude. Okay. Sorry, I'm focusing. No. I don't really like that design. Should I do like the can or like a cup of it? Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm drawing a lotus.
What's lotus?
For the live stream. It's a drink.
Oh.
Cup with straw.
What is this? Oh, it's mommy. Mm.
Can you get out of my room, please? Alright. I'll make it a clear cup. Let's get, what color should the lotus be? I might be able to make a shader that makes the lotus slowly change between rainbow colors. Light pink. Alright. I'm getting this wrong. I know. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this one's wrong. That's what it is. Oh. Alright. Do 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 do. Alright, and now I will make this little red color for this. Then I will make yeah, you know what, I will stick with this. And I will take this and put it down here. Take a darker shade of this and replace this line with it so it doesn't look so harsh. I will also denote the top of it with a lighter shade. Let's see. Maybe I'll make this a darker shade like this. No, that doesn't look right. I'm gonna take this and take a lighter shade of it and then put it here. There we go. That looks better. Alright. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna add a little bit of shine to the glass to make it shiny. And then, yep. Oh wait, I want to finish shading the straw. That's what I wanted to do. And the drink. Yeah, gaming. I'll try gaming for a category. Gaming, save. Because it doesn't really matter if it is accurate to the category. It more matters if the people that you're getting will care about it, you know? I guess, you know. I will now desaturate this. Now we'll... Oh no, that's way too desaturated. I want an in-between of this and this, so I will... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's probably good enough. So here's our lotus. I put... Alright. I can see if I can do that. I've saved it. And then I will now add a sprite for it. Doot. Drag it into the project. Now I'll drag it here. Then collision shape. Now I can add a collision shape and we'll make it a rectangle. It probably makes the most sense. We now have a lotus. Dolls? What are dolls? So now, let's add a child node, and we'll do node 2D. No, not a node. We want a node 2D. And the sprite is not at the same position. Oops. Transform, position, little characters. Yeah. I was just going for like a real simple kind of pixel art style. That's kind of at least the goal with these. Yeah. These little placeholder sprites. I don't know if I'll replace them later. A lot of people think that pixel art is basic or too easy. I feel like the people that say that don't, I guess, pixel art is... I like how pixel art looks. I just genuinely like it. Not because it's easy. We'll go look up dolls. Dolls. Oh, they're like little characters. Google won't let me zoom in on one. Oh yeah. They're like little Little pixel people. Okay. Was there anywhere in particular that you would put them? Like, oh, you were saying in GIFs and on HTML websites. I guess that makes sense. People kind of still do that on certain platforms like Scratch. I bet you could make a program that would automatically interpolate the animations for you. Not interpolate. Interpolate is the wrong word. Automatically change the attributes about it. Oh yeah, okay. We're going to attach a script. This will be our... we'll attach this and it'll be a... this will be all our food. And then we'll attach a script to the food, and then when it's ready, we will then for I in range, which basically tells us how many foods to make, and then we'll actually export food count is equal to, let's say, 100. We'll make 100 foods. Then for range in food underscore count. Oh my, why is... Oh, oops, I forgot to tell it that's a variable. And now, for I in range food count. My brain's blanking. We will... Oh wait! Oh no! We can't go get Kaleidoscope. I just remembered. Because it's Monday. Man. I was just about to say, are they open till 7 today? Because I realized I should have checked. Then I realized, oh, they're not open till any today. Dang it. That stinks. Okay. Yes. We'll do a resource preloader. Then we will preload the Lotus scene. Yes, I am sad. This is a sad revelation. We do. And also like milk tea flavoring. I bet milk tea flavoring's cheap. How do you make milk tea? I mean, I can't imagine it's hard. It's just milk and tea. This is what I just looked up. Milk. No. Not milk. Alright, recipe. Milk tea recipe. Ow, an hour? What in the world? How is... He needs some milk. What? How in the world are these recipes an hour? 8 hours and 55 minutes? Ain't no way, boy. This Hong Kong milk tea skips the condensed and evaporated milks. Blah 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 blah. Show me the recipe. Black tea, milk, cream, sugar, and salt. Shut up, I don't want to give you notifications. Oh. So you literally just have thick milk, tea, you make a thick milk concentrate stuff, and then you have the tea and sugar and stuff. Oh, I was looking up how to make milk tea. Just because I was curious, because if we're gonna be making lotuses, then we also should make milk tea. Not that we shouldn't go to Kaleidoscope anymore, but like it would be cool to make milk tea. I have to imagine it's even better, like ultra fresh. That stuff there, it's probably fresh. I don't know. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember what I was doing. No, that's not what I was doing. There. Variable. Variable. Preload. No, it's gonna be food. Lotus scene. Lotus scene. Lotus scene is equal to resource preloader dot get resource lotus dot lotus underscore scene dot instantiate. I still don't know. I probably spelled it wrong. So I will just tell it that this is a packed scene, and that way it'll be able to tell me what exactly to type. Instantiate for new is equal to lotus scene under dot instantiate, and then we'll say new dot add child new, and we'll say new dot position. This is the key to making it randomized. Is equal to vector2 dot is equal to vector2 from rand app range randf range. So this basically gives us a random range from something to something, and then we'll see. Let's see, what's the size of this? What's the transform of this? This thing's transform is 16,000 by 11,000, so we'll say 10,000. 10,000 is our. We don't really need it to be 10,000. I will shrink this. This really doesn't need to be like this. If we're only going to have 100, then we should probably only have it be like 400 in size. Negative 400. I'll just clip these values manually. 800, not 700, 800, 8, not 8. I keep pressing the wrong key. I keep pressing home instead of enter. There. Okay. So now, and then we'll start the player in the center of this. Oh no. No. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just start with it pre-programmed. I'll figure out how to make it nice and adjustable later. We'll just make the range from negative 200, sorry, negative 400 to 400. We'll make this range negative 400 to 400. And we'll see if that works. Nope, it doesn't work. It broke. It crashed. Invalid get resource in base null. Oh, okay. This needs to be on. Oh, word. It's lagging real hard. On ready. There. That should do it. There we go. Look, now we have a bunch of randomly placed lotuses. We should make the lotuses increase with noise. We shouldn't. Yep, we have this is exactly 100 lotuses. We could increase this though, and we could set the lotus count to 1,000 and watch my computer cry. Here we go. Here's 1,000 lotuses. That's funny. Like every time I stop moving, they all jiggle. You see that? I wonder if I can change this to be a batch loader. Batch. I'm not sure how to go about that, but yeah. Yeah. So now we have 1,000 lotuses. $500 lotuses. We'll probably pump that down to like 30 lotuses. We're cutting back a little bit. There we go. We don't need that much caffeine. Now we have a little environment. Now we can work on an agent. We need someone who really wants Lotus. Who wants Lotus? Who's like desperate to eat Lotus? In other words, who will our agent be? We don't even really need it to be something advanced. We could just have it be This is Ted the Lotus Man. He wants Lotus. This is a viable option. But we might want to add a couple other things for him. Because maybe he's not always fiending for Lotus. Maybe sometimes he's sometimes he's just a happy guy. Oh, word. This is painful. Stop flashing in the corner there. You're going to give people epilepsy. There. I'll tweak him so he doesn't look so weird. So this is Ted the Lotus guy when he wants Lotus, and this is Ted the Lotus guy when he has had Lotus. Okay, that's funny enough that I'm tempted to make that into the thumbnail. But maybe we should also have a couple more in preemptively, because if we're going to expand this system to have a couple more things, then we ought to do that. We'll have Ted the Lotus guy when he's sleepy? Doesn't really look sleepy. Thank you. There, Ted the Lotus guy when he's sleepy. Then we'll need Ted the Lotus guy when he is sleeping. No. Too long. He looks angry. That's Ted the Lotus guy when he's sleeping. And we'll need like I'll change this to orange because it's like the color of hungry. And then we'll need like, okay, so like, let's duplicate this frame a couple times. We need a couple more. We need Ted the Lotus guy when he's scared of Ted the Lotus guy when he's scared of getting eaten by no, it's probably blue. Ted the Lotus guy when he's scared of getting eaten by deadly creatures. And let's see. Ted the Lotus guy when he's... We'll need Ted the Lotus guy when he's thirsty. Because I guess we put down Lotus as a food, but that's more of a drink. So we'll change some things around. And then finally, since this system will need to involve creatures reproducing, we'll need to have Ted the Lotus guy when he's a little freaky. Oh, when he's had too much Lotus. I think that's kind of just like what that is. Sleepy. Not sleepy, I guess, but oh, help. Okay. put it on. I will put the stream on an intermission. Actually, you know what? I might just stop streaming. Oh, no, I don't want to leave. I will probably just end streaming here. I didn't really have a plan. I was just kind of starting out here. Well, for the 2 people that are here, diddles. Oh, no? I guess I'll put it on a... Hold on.
down the fucking government for a year. Don't do nothing. Fuck them. Fire all of them.
I'm gonna finish drawing these guys and then I'm gonna turn off the live. Here. There we go. We will draw this is this is when he is scared. This is when he is thirsty. Hold on. You know what, I'll just use the same hungry face. No. Hold on. The goo. So now I've got hungry or thirsty. We got hungry or thirsty guy. We've got happy guy. I'll probably just use this as, we'll just use that as placeholder. We got tired guy. We've got sleepy guy. We've got scared guy. And we've got a freaky guy. Now we'll export this as we'll export, let's see, sprite sheet. See, I'll just make it like this. There we go. Okay, then I'll bring this into Godot. Where is it? There. Animated sprite 2D. Then we'll drop in the sprite frames. Or sorry, we'll add the sprite frames. Then we'll drop in the sprite frames. Wait a second. I'm confused. To sprite. Okay, here. This is it. Animated texture. No. Animation. There we go. V-frames. Now I can just change the frame. we'll just name this guy for now John. Name to John. Okay. Oh word, I don't want to move him. I should say it because the creature has no specified gender, and unlike most cases where applying a random gender is funny, it kind of matters because one of because what is it? Because when the creatures need to reproduce, then maybe I'll have some way to distinguish the creature's gender, and then the creatures can only reproduce with creatures of the opposite gender. But for now, we just have Goober. Alright. And that's where I will end today. Bye-bye. Toodles. Stream end. Thank you for being here.